Look, we did it. We have a new opening.
Hey,
Yay.
A new opening.
I'm
Very
sorry.
excited about it.
I'm really tired. I was telling everyone before
Bueller.
I had a bad, rough day from get-go. So I am real tired, but we're going to make shit happen tonight for approximately 2.5 hours before I just throw in the towel of life. So,
well, hey, we were only going to do like an hour of dropping lore, half hour each, when it was me and Warrior in January. We ended up talking for 2.5 hours. I was like, I'm gonna listen to this because I remember like there was a lot of Star Wars, but there's a lot of other stuff too, and I was just like the lore, just like I can just see it like filling up. I was like, I'm not gonna get through all this. I don't think I'm gonna get through all this. But it was amazing.
I had to speed run it when I got home. So
I tried to, didn't make it.
Thomas! All right. Everyone wants to go down and introduce themselves and who their characters be. I would appreciate it.
All right, I'm Nate. I am playing Celestin Guardian Jedi Breed Wumbu. And I totally haven't heard anything about what Nando didn't say last time.
A lot of people getting mad about nothing. That's all I'm saying.
I guess I'll go next. Hey, everybody. Hey, Colin Eustace here. I play a Nogri bounty hunter build. His name's Ericor, son of Jathamil, father of none. I haven't been playing with these guys for quite a bit, so I have no idea what's going on. So this will be very fun for me.
Fair enough.
Hey, I've been here. I'm James. I'm playing Duolingo Jedi Counselor, and I also vaguely know what's going on.
I mean, that's my thing. Vaguely knowing what's going on.
Vaguely knowing what's going on.
I've got a vaguely feeling about it.
I vaguely have a feeling about this.
That's what we should call our fucking podcast.
I vaguely have a feeling.
Hooked on a vague feeling.
Hugged on a vague feeling.
A vague feeling about this.
Hooked on a bad feeling.
More than
It's our ABBA/Star Wars podcast.
Yeah.
No, that's not ABBA, is it? Who did Hooked on a Feeling? Is that Tom Jones?
Boston.
No, that's More Than a Feeling.
Or more than a feeling.
Boston is more than a feeling.
Hooked on a feeling? I don't know.
Who did Hooked on a Feeling? Let's find out. It might be Tom. It might be Tom Jones. The voice.
Swift's and blue. Oh, it's Blue Suede.
Blue suede. Like Elvis's shoes. Rip.
F's in the chat for Elvis.
F's in the chat for Elvis. He just died.
Hey, man, I feel about time right now. He could have just died.
And Elvis probably died recently in Vegas. That is.
I mean, he could have died killing a mummy. You don't know.
I hope he did.
All right, who's next?
There's definitely a lot of toilet paper involved. Either way. I'm Warrior. I play Nando Balmain, Space Lothario, human or human equivalent, jack of all trades, master of Bashan.
It was just a casual way you put that in there. It killed me. It was just like
masturbation.
Oh, god damn it. Oh, I should. That's.
I also know what's happening broadly. So.
Oh yeah.
Oh, by the way, are you in the right spot?
I am in the right spot.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure.
Doesn't feel like it.
Look at us.
Is that
Nate feels like he should be where you are, but I don't know that everybody sees it the same way that I do.
I don't know what you're seeing, but I'm in the right spot. Nate's in the right spot.
Generally, I'm first.
Because if you're first, you're last.
I mean, that's not true. You could be second. You could be third.
Did we get everybody? I'm sorry. This is gonna be fun tonight.
We did.
All right.
Elvin Tom Cruise.
I love the fact that Duo's picture is just James looking down, like concerned, with a weird headband on. And it looks like
My hair is getting too long, and
but it looks like you've got like a very fancy ass towel for a cloak.
Yeah.
So you look like you're about 10 pretending to be a wizard, and it is maybe one of my favorite things in the entire world. All right. So we're going to do things a little different tonight. We are going to start, I believe it's called in media res, and then we're going to do how we got here via you guys giving me flashbacks. You all get one flashback, you all get one montage. You know how these work. Flashback allows you to kind of tell me how you planned for something. Thank you, Molotov. Always out there.
I saw Bunny in the wild today. I was driving through Uptown, and I texted him, and I was like, "Dude, were you just by the bus stop at the Lowry?" And he was just like, "Sure was." And I was like going north on my way to a meeting, so I didn't bunny holler at him.
In the wild?
Yeah, in the wild, just hanging out, waiting for the bus. It was amazing. Yeah,
Molotov, that good person out there spreading the word. All right, so you each get one of the. I'll give you one of each. Your montage, I will allow you though to use in current situation or previous situation, as far as like where you were. So to catch Ericor and Breeb up, last episode, since I know you don't listen to the product.
How dare you?
How dare you?
I mean, you're not wrong.
We're paying you for this? You get paid for this?
Only in love.
So last time we were partially together. Duo, Nando, and yourselves were in a meeting with the Gree, who showed you footage of what looked to be another Grysk ship entering the system. They also came clean about a lot of things. They have multiple bases throughout the system. They have a shipyard. And they have been planning a defense force for a while, probably somewhat prior to any interaction with anyone from outside the system. They also admitted finally that Nando, the Brazier, has been being picked apart and used for schematics. Nando also met someone. Nando, you want to briefly tell them about your encounter with another human?
Little meet cute, yeah.
Meet cute.
Yeah, so we were like in this meeting, and it was really boring, and they were like, "We're liars," and I was like, "Cool." And then this like human-looking woman walked by with like half her face covered, and I was like, "I need to go see about that." And so I did, and I went and I was like, "Hey, what's up?" And the Gree were like, "It's time to electrocute you." And so they did, which was a bummer. And we ended up in a room, and they were like, "We had to do that for reasons." And it's like, that sucked. And then she was like, "Blah, blah, blah. My boss is some boring guy somewhere." And I was like, "Cool. I have friends here. That's neat, right? Like, we're not the only two, humanish people around. Want a bone?" And she was like, "Sure, whatever. We got 4 minutes." And that was what happened in its entirety.
Give or take.
Wait, what did you have?
What?
4 nights?
4 minutes.
4 minutes.
Oh, 4 minutes.
1 more minute than 3-minute warning.
It's true.
I don't know, 3 less minutes than heaven, though.
Also
What?
true. It was 4 minutes in purgatory.
All right. So that was Nando's version. And
I'm a reliable narrator. I don't know what you're talking about.
Like
I
Harry
would
Hopkins.
say you're a narrator.
I'm a reliable narrator. I narrate. I just narrated, and I'm usually very reliable.
There you go.
As you can tell.
One thing that was said though that Duo locked onto is Nando thinks the word Sith was used, like I don't know, once or twice, and also that Nando may or may not have told this woman that you're Jedi. He was too busy doing a lot of other stuff at that point,
Saying-
like just whatever Nando's.
I remember saying any of that.
So, with all that going on, you find yourselves on what looks to be a highly modified version of the Brazier. When I call it Brazier, you're on the Brazier. You're
DQ.
yeah. God, I can't talk at all. My bad. On the Brazier, this is the Grysk's first, or Grysk. God, the Gree Defense Force's first fully functional ship. One thing, though, as you're going, Taggart Basic explains to you is we can't jump to hyperspace. We don't have that refined yet enough to make it work consistently. 2, we maybe neglected to tell we have a another Rakatan weapon that we have that we don't use it as a weapon. We use it in a defensive way. We have a mass shadow generator on the edge of the system, and we can shut off the hyperspace lane by turning it on. So for those who don't know, what a mass shadow generator does is when you're in hyperspace, you're actually in another dimension. You're basically kind of tearing a hole into another, not tearing, but you're flying through another dimension that makes everything shorter. So it's like being in the Nether in Minecraft. What a mass shadow generator does, and the reason you need to know where you're going when you're going through hyperspace, is you could just pop out and be inside of a planet or somewhere else you shouldn't be. What a mass shadow generator does is it gives an illusion that there's something blocking the hyperspace lane. So when someone reads through on their systems, it shows as it's blocked. Like, don't go that way because it's not going to end well. It does have the shrinkage. So, makes sense? Everybody kind of on the same page as much as you can all be about a hundreds of thousand-year-old super weapon that's being employed as a defensive measure? Perfect. All right. So you're on this vessel, and I want to give you guys the choice. Do you want to remain on this, what basically is like a CR, what is that ship? It's a Corvette. I know that. I've already forgot what kind of ship it was.
Are you talking about like a Corvette, like Leia's Corvette? Or are you talking
Yeah,
about
it's a C90, isn't it? Isn't that the Corvette I'm thinking of? Yep, C90 Corvette, which was this is a very modified looking CR90 Corvette, but it's basically got the bones of the Brazier, which was a CR90 Corvette. So, or do you want to utilize anything else? Like they have that junked up freighter, like short hauler. They also have some they also have my backpack's got jets. Just so you know, Super Spike. I'm Boba the Fett. I bounty hunt for Jabba Hutt to pay off all my debts.
It's a true story.
So, or there's also the kind of redesigned fighters.
How many of them fighters we got? And how many people man them?
They're one-person fighters. They're one-person fighters. They are not made for humans currently. They are made more for Gree.
Okay. And Gree are the squid boys, right?
They look like squid boys, yeah. They're good squid boys. So I'm giving you the options now. Are you taking fighters? Are you those are your options. Fighter, junk short hauler or on the Corvette.
Do we what what exactly is the objective in terms of
Great
meeting?
question. You're headed to the edge of the system because a Grysk ship has jumped into system.
Okay.
And it's to basically eliminate them so they can't leave. And like Taggart showed you the last time the Grysk were here, they were able to keep the ship. And then they explained how they used a Rakatan weapon to kill everybody on board. And then decided afterwards, I don't think we're going to do that anymore. I don't know if we're going to use what's called a thought bomb anymore. That was kind of bad.
THOT.
They probably would have preferred that as opposed to the results they got. Yeah. You deserve the pain.
Well, I feel like Grysks are nothing to mess with. So I feel like the more flexibility we have, and considering Nando's a pilot, maybe
you all don't have to be on the same ship either. I mean,
I'm just thinking if we all took fighters, you know.
Okay. Y'all want to take fighters? Is that what we're going with?
Sure.
If we can control them and fit in there and all that.
Yeah.
I mean, you could fit in them.
They're very close, despite being squid boys, to human size, right?
Yeah. They just don't have hands. They have multiple tentacles.
Yeah, they got 6 tentacles. Well, it's the Grysk show.
Oh, yes, you do.
All right. Everyone agrees fighters?
Yeah.
Okay. So since flying across system would take a little bit, they instead come around the corner of I do have on my phone so you guys came from Shugo, and then the moon or the space station is New Hasa, but nearby, sorry, my phone just will not stop going off. There is, I laid out the system finally because I'm a weirdo that way.
We need a wiki.
Hey.
Hi.
Hi.
There's 3 moons, right? So New Hasa is a space station, and then there's Tilp 3 and 2, and then we talked about the fog last time, which is a massive planetary debris field. After that is like some of the particles are so small that it's like a mist until you get close, and they can do a lot of damage to your ship. So to get around that, right outside Tulp 3, which is another moon that was terraformed by the Rakatans, there is a jump gate. So you watch as these ships go through this jump gate, and they pop out on the end of the system. Do you follow through the jump gate?
Yeah, 21 jump gate.
Hell yeah.
Damn it, warrior. You pop out just outside the last planet in the system, Gifst, which, as you saw previously, has the moon Minolith, which is where the Chiss had their listening station. As you will kind of, as like the fleet pops in on the back side of this massive planet, and you start to make your way around, you see it's not just a Grysk ship. There is another ship that's attached to the Grysk ship with, it looked like at one point 3 docking tubes, but only one of them is still attached.
Does it look like it's been forcibly removed?
It looks like maybe through hyperspace that the docking clamps didn't hold.
Okay.
And these 2 ships are still firing on each other as well.
Wait, the Grysk ship and the one that's attached to it?
Yep.
Oh shit.
I think only Duo would know this, but you are looking at a symbol on the side of that ship, and it is a variation on the primary Chiss Ascendancy ship. It's one of the Chiss families.
Looking chissy dog. The Chiss and the Grysk do not get along.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah. Right. Grysks are the weird, kind of pale faced looking dudes.
Yeah,
they sallow faced.
Yeah, don't really have noses.
They're like reptilian kind. Not totally, but yeah.
They have kind of
Voldemorty.
Yeah, they usually wear masks.
Yeah,
with one side scarred up, purposefully.
Yeah.
But the whole thing with the Grysk, as it was somewhat explained by what Godzilla, by what little information the Gree were able to pull from the Chiss's listening station, is the Grysk generally operate through what is called client races.
Okay.
So they basically either have other people do most of the stuff for them, other races, other societies, and rarely do you run into actual Grysk.
Interesting. Well, I feel like do the Gree have a thought on like?
They don't. They know the most they know about the Chiss is they knew that a listening station there. They know they're enemies with the Grysk.
Okay.
They don't. They've never had countered the Chiss directly except for finding their dead bodies.
Okay.
But to them, this has been a couple months ago, so I don't blame everybody if they completely forgot. The Grysk had a listening station on Minolith. Or the Chiss had a listening station on Minolith. The Grysk showed up, killed the Chiss, and then the Gree came in and said they destroyed the Grysk ship, but they really didn't. They just killed everybody on board with a thought bomb, then took the ship, and then went down planet side to kill the Grysk and got just shellacked. They only won because they just had more people. The Grysk just tore a hole through most of the Gree who went down planet side. They just did not have the skill, abilities, or weaponry to do much. One thing they did talk about was the Grysk were wearing an armor that the Gree were not familiar with that really was hard to damage.
Well,
did they keep any of that armor?
They did not, because they didn't. They were worried that there would be some way that the Grysk could track. So they put them on a probe, a hyperspace probe, and dropped it into hyperspace. Basically, they were using a hyperspace test rocket, and they just sent it into hyperspace with their bodies on board, because they're still trying to master hyperspace.
Okay.
Since they have, they developed way out here under the terrible eyes of the Rakatans. These Grysk don't have those things until now, when this new person brought them everything.
Hey,
here's all the secrets of your people.
Have we made a terrible mistake? Are the Gree spaceships aren't those like they're like Dooku's sail ship?
Not quite.
They have like fighters too.
They have so the way I kind of described it is much like their little roller balls planet side.
Yeah.
They on operate on both a technical and a bio life form.
Okay.
To power them, think of them as like a this thing that's in a circle but 3 dimensions. There's a word for it. A ball?
A sphere?
Sphere?
Yeah, sphere.
An orb? And inside, it's free floating, and you're utilizing hard light construct controls.
Okay.
You're not sitting down; you're like literally standing up.
Okay.
And then you've got basically like gravity magnetically attached wings. So 2 up, 2 down, and
Okay.
then almost like an X-wing, but a ball in the middle, but nothing's directly attached.
Mm,
That's kind of what I imagined their ships to look like.
okay.
Since they developed them out in the middle of the unknown regions without any actual of their past. Because the Gree were shipbuilders in known space. They actually had an empire. That's why they were Cottons and then went to war. So anyway, enough Star Wars lore. So you all took a ship, right? Took a fighter.
Yeah.
Hmm.
We're just swimming in that soup, baby.
So you come peeling around the moon, and you as the Corvette is starting to make its turn around the moon, and you see on top of the Grysk vessel pods start shooting off, like out into the space above the ship. And they start by laying down a bombing raid on top of this Chiss ship. And then they turn their attention towards you. What you realize, these are small. They're like the size of a astromech droid. And all have a single little laser cannon, and you realize they're drones. And they swarm at you. And they're using some type of beam weapon you are unfamiliar with. As a Cellcath in a Gree sphere beside you just gets detonated by one of these things. It cuts right through whatever shield this has and just severs through the sphere. It becomes open to the cold blackness of space, and this person implodes.
So one shot, one kill.
With this beam weapon, apparently.
Sweet.
What do you want to do? Well, I'm not telling you when to use their flashbacks or montages. That's up to you. What do you want to do?
So the 4 of us are hanging out in a Gree ship, and we're like, man, you know, it'd be really swell if you told us how to do amazing things and maneuverability in this. How do you wrap your little squeedy hands around everything? We'd really like to be super maneuverable, just in case there happens to be some sort of beam weapon that could just instantaneously kill us.
Well, it didn't instantaneously. It just cut a hole through the orb.
I joke. I kid.
I kid.
I joke. We have fun.
So the CR-90 is returning fire, and the freighter, the small short haul freighter, which you all were made aware of, I'm going to say in my own flashback, that this is basically a troop transport, and it's trying to steamboat its way over to the Chiss ship. But it's already taking some fire. So you've got options here. Do you want to protect the CR-90? Do you want to attack these drones? Do you want to run cover for this hauler, or D, none of the above?
I think we should run interference for the hauler.
Yeah.
And you all don't have to do the same thing, by the way.
I'm going to say, form up on me. Let's protect this hauler and get the troops.
Let's protect this hauler. All right, which made me want to do protect this house, but then you said hauler, and I'm like, you mean like HOLLER?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
All right,
It's not
tell me how you're doing it.
hauler, not protect this, comma, Holler.
Swallow.
Protect this holler.
Holler on me and protect this. Holler.
So tell me
Holla.
how you're doing it. Tell me what you're doing. Remember, I don't roll dice in this game, so
Yeah, I mean, I think that if we can form a wing that's running interference with the holler for these little, I don't know, ball boys. Why is everything a ball in this? Why we got?
And we're in space, man. It's all balls.
No.
space is full of balls, man.
They don't tell you that in
Yeah.
school. Space, it's
Big
all
balls.
balls.
In space school, they don't say look out for them balls.
Earth,
So
ball.
do
The sun, ball. Mars, ball.
They're like, hey, be careful of Dooku, but balls. No, it's just about balls. All right.
so we're doing like a flying V, is what you're saying, Duo?
Yeah, I mean, essentially just like
do a
forming
flying Wu-Tang.
a flying W with 4 of us. No, I was thinking like a wing, like a kind of straight line, but like running interference, like closer to the holler in the front to try to like kind of cut through and like, and then kind of further away in the back running interference. So nobody kind of catches the flank of the holler.
Okay. Why don't, since you're running point on this, why don't you give me a read a sitch, please, Duo? Give me a sharp. Be a sharp boy.
Great opportunity for me to bring my sheet back up.
And if anyone else wants to do something different, please tell me what you're doing.
Okay, I'm reading a sitch. Okay. It's 2, right? You roll 2d6 and then add.
2d6, yep.
Subtract? Okay.
And then add your
So I got a 7.
okay. As you're kind of getting a lay of the land, and these drones are, some of them are whipping right past you guys to head towards the CR-90. You are kind of like stay on course. You see some of these drones literally break up into cluster bombs.
Oh.
And Duo, your ship gets shook up pretty bad by this, but you're able to maintain kind of momentum going forward. But you're kind of seeing lights turning on that don't look like they're good lights. These are no lights.
Okay.
But they're blinking as you take a cluster bomb hit to your balls.
Excellent. Can I identify any countermeasures? Like now that we're not dealing with lasers, and I know that I could fire off, duds. Like, is there anything that would be, I don't know what you call those.
So you realize that the four laser cannons are like the beam on a B-wing, but they're a quad beam and not. They can operate independently like a pew gun, or they can focus fire in a single beam. As for shields, your ships don't technically have shields. But what they do have is you each have 5 dumps. And what the dumps are is your ability to basically shed skin off of your ball. So you can take basically 5 hits, because what you realize is you're floating inside of a living being.
Oh, okay.
So this thing will shed itself 5 times.
Could
and after that, or apparently some of these weapons will just pretty much cut right through you.
Okay.
Because you think of yourself like floating inside of an egg.
Okay. I'm thinking about shedding, since it's still going to retain some of the heat as like an infrared decoy, like you have in a jet.
It works.
Thinking about for like countermeasures.
That works. Make me a cool roll.
Oof, that's not good. Another 7.
You shed and like kick on your speed past this kind of barrage of drones, and when you shed, 2 more drones just turn into cluster bombs and just blow up your shed. The problem is one of the drones turns and chases down, and you can see it trying to triangulate on your Gree vessel. What's somebody else want to do?
Can we proactively fire on these things? As
Yes.
The ship?
Yeah, you can definitely say I want to unload on these guys with my ball. So you can make a hard roll for me, Nate.
Oh, I will. All right, that is an 11.
Okay, do you want to do pew pew or you want to do focus fire?
I will do pew pew for now.
Okay. Within a level 11, you come cruising through and kind of overtake Duo and just basically focus our boo fire all the way through, so you have an open path towards the Chiss vessel. So you were able to blow a line through these oncoming drones. Everything I said sounds absolutely horrific right now.
That's great.
You're the one who made us all into testicles.
They're spheres, all right? They're spheres. Stop.
You started it.
Hey, man, I'm just sitting here with my space ball blowing stuff.
Hey, our balls are shedding skin.
Away.
Just a straight rope, right in.
Jesus Christ.
Aircore, Nando, what do you want to do? So right now you've got a clear path through.
Mhm.
As Duo kind of took the lead in front of the hauler, kind of up and forward, shed his first layer, took some damage, and then Breeb basically jumped over the top of him to get in front and just unloaded to clear a path.
I'm not too sure. Nando, what are you thinking?
I think Nando is going to be like, those are no lights. And he's going to kind of...
Duo had no lights. You're still good.
But I thought the no lights were on the ship. Like the ship was powering up guns or something.
Oh, no, not currently. No, it's...
Oh, no, okay.
It's still like firing like a lower grade cannons across the bow of the ship it's connected to, almost like it's trying to get it to detach.
Mm-hmm. I think Nando is gonna he's gonna like do that thing where you like hit the brakes a little bit so everything jumps forward. Then he's gonna zip under the hauler, and I think he's going to like fire. He's gonna do like a focused fire at where, like at least one of the things where the pods are coming out, to try to detonate some pods and fuck up the pod vectors.
You can make me a hard roll. That's great.
Okay. Hard. Ironically, Nando, not very hard.
Not right now, anyway.
Not right now. Sorry, the dice roller's fucking up. 10. It's a 9 because I'm -1.
Okay. You were able to basically throttle down and drop back and then fire under, and you kind of lock on and focus fire. The problem with your shot is it also goes right through the bottom part of that other vessel that's attached. You're able to blow up the first drone drop spot, but you did some damage to the bottom of that other ship that's attached too. Like, because you realize, like, well, I'm pretty good with a ship. This is weird, and I've never fired a weapon like this before.
Nando like gets on the bio radio and it's like to the ship he just hit, and it's like, sorry, still new at handling balls.
Fair. You relay a comm chatter out to just to try to get a hold of that ship, and it's dead silent from that ship. The one nice thing about these Grysk ships is they have really good sensors. So I would like you to make me a sharp check. In fact, I'll let all of you make a sharp check. So I also imagine when you guys are in these, you have like almost like, it's not like a helmet, but it's like a hard light display, like a HUD right in front of you. So any way you turn, the HUD's always in front of you. But since everything's hard light, it's also like there's all these buttons. And you gotta think, because a tentacled creature pilots these ships primarily, there's so many options all the time.
That's an 8 for Nando.
8?
Yeah, I got a 6.
Then a 2, Ericor?
Mm-hmm.
Ericor's like, I do not like this. Why did I agree to get in this vehicle?
Why is this light so hard?
Yeah. What'd you get, Duo?
5.
5. Duo, you're also a little overwhelmed with everything that's going on. It's hard to like concentrate with, especially it's disorienting because there is no shell. You're just in a ball in space. It's slightly like, what is happening? Bree, what did you get? I can't hear a word.
6.
6? Okay. Same thing with you. It's harder, I think, for Duo and Bree because of the Force. It's almost overwhelming to see all this at one time. It's hard to buckle down and concentrate. And Nando, I believe you got like a 9?
8, yeah.
An 8, okay. With an 8, you are able to catch the life form reading on the ship that's attached, and all the life forms are in one section of the ship that looks like a command room.
Mm-hmm.
It also appears to be sealed off.
Okay. And it's not the part I hit, right?
No, I'm not going to do that to you.
Okay, cool. Like,
but you also, one thing you're able to also do with that 8 is you get varied readings that you're not sure are correct in the one still attached docking tube, as well as in the hangar bay on the Grysk ship. Like, there's definitely shit going down in that hangar bay, but you're not sure how much, and you're not sure if you're getting positive or false readings from the docking tube.
Nando will relay that to his pals, and he's like, I'm gonna go get a closer look.
Ericor, what are you doing?
So the hangar bay like open?
Yeah, it's a you can tell it's a lot like a Star Destroyer in the fact it's got that open bottom hangar bay with just the energy field that keeps the atmosphere in place.
Okay.
The closer you get, the more you get like a 360 like HUD, the click Star Wars version of seeing like a large vessel kind of click in a 360 motion, so you get a full look at this ship, and you get a HUD update, basically letting you know this is not the same type of Grysk ship that they took the first time. This is something else. It just has similar markings.
I'd like to relay that information then, if I could. Like, it's not the same ship.
Yeah, I'm sure you guys are all in each other's ears, so
for sure. And then I guess I'd like to replicate what Nando's like first attack was. Maybe I saw that it wasn't like the best, so maybe to follow up and try to get at that.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Give me that. Give me your hard.
Ooh, 13.
Perfect. You, instead of dropping back, like throttling down, you turn and you go like end over end. And the thing you realize as you're doing this, you're almost gyroscoped inside this thing, and your 4 magnetized wing pieces stay in place. So the only thing moving is the actual sphere you're inside. And you come wheeling around and are able to take like 3 drones out with some ting 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 shots, and then you just strafe with your singular shot across the front end of this cruiser, just doing a ton of damage and blowing up 2 drone pod release spots.
All right. I'm like, it's just like hunting rancor babies from a land speeder.
The only thing you realize is now you have pulled away from the rest of your wing. The nice thing is by doing so, also you haven't drawn any additional drones towards you. You are
Okay.
you are currently in free and clear space. Also, that means that the large capital ship can draw a bead on you though as well. I should say a large capital ship. It's like a picket cruiser. All right, Duo, Breeb, Nando, and then Ericor. What are you guys doing?
Well, if I see that I'm like super far away from the guys, I'm gonna kind of
Don't think about like being super far. Just like if the wing is tight with that hauler, you kind of ducked out the side and were just able to cut through the front of this thing. You did a lot of damage.
I'd like to double back though and get into a tighter formation with everyone if I can.
Not a problem. I would like you to make me a cool just to kind of reel along in the wing while you're moving this quickly.
7.
You start to make your pull that way and you get tagged. One of your magnetic wing pieces gets literally blown off by that picket cruiser. A turbo laser comes tearing across and you're just able to maneuver enough that you just lose a wing.
I've been hit.
Now, you could shed 2 or lose this wing. I'll let you decide.
Losing a wing.
Okay. Because you have 5 sheds.
I'm gonna keep my skins.
Okay.
On my ball.
So that wing gets blown apart and you guys see this big explosion. And then you see Ericor's ship just kind of spiraling back into the wing formation. You are now, Ericor, without that wing, you'll roll 1 dice at disadvantage, meaning you'll roll it twice and take the lower number on 1 dice each time you roll. Duo, Breeb, Nando.
How close are we to the 2 ships?
You're cruising up on them fast. But you don't want to go so fast you leave that short hauler in the dust because it is slow.
Yeah.
I think going on the offense on these things that are attacking the short hauler, seeing how many we can take out to try to kind of clear the rest of the path on the way to the Grysk ship.
So that's the thing. You have those 2 options. That's a good point, Duo. You have kind of continuing to clear the pathway or to double back and help out the CR-90 that's now taking a beating along with the other Gree fighters where the rest of that entire swarm of drones went.
So the short hauler is pretty close then, we feel like?
It's 3/4 of the way there. And it's at top speed. I mean, it's a junker.
Yeah.
It's got the equivalent of black oil smoke belching out the back.
I think that I'm going to reach out with the force and trust my instincts on what I should do here. So I'm going to make an attuned roll.
Okay.
Ooh, 6 and a 2 plus 3. That's 11.
What do you think you should do?
I think that peeling back and helping the CR-90 and allowing the The hauler, I have a good feeling about this. The
Okay.
hauler's
On your next combat roll, Duo, you will have advantage on one of your dice. So, you guys are moving along. Duo is, if you remember right, was kind of above the hauler, but behind Breeb. All of a sudden, Duo just full stop. You see his entire ship rotate, and he makes a break back where you guys came at full tilt. Breeb, what are you and Nando doing?
So I can see he's going back. I'm going to stay here just to make sure that this ship gets where it needs to go, and I'm basically just going to keep firing to make sure the path stays clear.
Okay. Yeah, make me a threaten or assault or hard, I should say.
That is 10.
You're basically have cleared out this section of drones. And you've been able to evade the turbo laser fire that's coming your way as well.
Perfect.
Nando.
Wow. I have to say it like that.
Nando.
Nando. Boy, Nando. Nando is a better pilot than he is a shot. So I think
I was going to say you are a very good pilot.
So Nando is going to.
Do you have an ability that allows you to use your piloting for shooting? I thought pilot had a.
Well, he's not.
Ace had a.
Nando is a mishmash of archetypes.
That's
He's
right.
not
Yeah.
a ace.
You're not a.
Um,
You're not technically a. You're a pilot, but you're not like the ace.
So I think Nando is going to use. He does have an ability called Daredevil. So what he's going to do is blind himself and get a law degree. No, he's going to. He's going to basically he's going to like sort of take the lead real quick, and like he's gonna just start. Then he's gonna like dash forward toward the Grysk ship, and he's going to like he's gonna just just peel alongside as a bunch of drones on his way, like winding his way through.
Just to pull drones and
pull drones,
take the targeting from the turbo lasers.
Yeah, and then
perfect.
And then I think what he wants to do is continue toward the Grysk ship and do that thing where you're going really, really fast toward a thing, and then at the very end is just like 90-degree turn.
Perfect.
And the Daredevil ability gives him +1 armor if he.
Oh, you're not blind when you do that?
What? You blind? All my other sentences are heightened. So he gets +1 armor doing that, and if we want to say he's leading a squad or convoy, it also gets +1 armor when he does this.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
So I should roll for that. What am I rolling? What ability is that?
You would be rolling cool because you're acting under fire.
That was cool.
Because you're not attacking. You're literally trying to.
I rolled a 12. That's 14.
Perfect. So Nando steps on the gas and blows past Breeb. Nando, you like brush close to the Chish ship and pull the fire towards you before wheeling all the way down underneath the Grysk vessel. And then as you're pulling those vehicles, you literally go boom right up in front of the nose of the ship. And while the drones are pretty fast and they're pretty agile, they're not that agile, and they all crash into the bottom of the front of the ship. You go straight up, and that's when you realize, like, oh shit, all those turbo lasers are now tracking me. So you're like going straight up, and there's just fire all around you. You're just kind of like, oh man, you get dinged, but it's not even bad enough to shed. You just keep going, like, and you're pulling all their attention and fire right now. They're unloading everything at you, and they're not hitting.
It's definitely like one of those like Star Wars like close-in shots of him, and he's like, woohoo! woo, and there's like explosions all around. Yeah.
Just pushing buttons randomly.
Yeah. Heartlight is cool. Yeah.
Ericor, what are you doing?
Um,
You moved back
well,
into the formation, or what?
Yeah, that's what. But now that everyone's breaking off and stuff, I think seeing the turbo lasers with their attention pulled towards Nando, I want to attack them if I can.
Yeah, you can do a strafing run. Do you want to pew pew them, or do you want to focus fire? Pew pewing, I'll let you get multiples. Well, plus if you roll really well. But if you focus fire and you hit, you're definitely going to destroy, but you'll only get one. So you can either do damage or you can destroy.
Let's go pew 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 pew.
Okay, cool.
Oh shit. What is this? Is this
This would be
hard or hot or what is it?
Hard. Yeah, hard.
Oh, okay. All right.
You're like,
Got it,
may have saved my roll. Remember also you're at disadvantage because of your damage.
Yeah.
So take one dice roll and roll it again, and you have to take the lower number.
Oh no, I did.
Oh, okay. Go. What'd you get?
I got that 8.
Got an 8? Okay, perfect.
Yeah, with the +2.
So you wheel all the way back in, kind of slightly spinning, almost out of control because your gyroscope isn't quite balanced anymore. And Nando does this over the top, down and through and up. And as those turbo lasers turn, you just run almost touching the top of this Chiss ship and then strafe run right along the top. If you could reach your hand out, you would be grazing it against the bottom of this, or up against the top of this Grysk ship. You're not drawing fire yet at all because everything's pointed up.
Mm-hmm.
You're able to go and you do damage to. Roll me your D10 and then divide it by 2.
What, like -1?
So you get 1. You're able to do a crap ton of damage to one of these turbo laser turrets. Not blow it up, but it's not firing anymore. The problem is one of the smaller turrets, not a turbo laser, but a regular laser cannon, beads in on you and takes a skin off of you. And you're like, ugh, as you kind of, again, not part under your control, part like not under your control. You're like spinning.
Yeah.
But you're like, you're also realizing like, okay, the turbo lasers, they're not fast enough to keep up with me.
Mm-hmm.
The laser cannons, the other surface level laser turrets, that could be a problem. These are way more agile and they fire a lot faster. Like, so this is a picket ship, so it's probably like maybe 2 times the size of this CR-90. So it's not like a Star Destroyer, but it's big. Yeah. But currently, like between you and Nando, they're shooting in 2 different directions without real coordination. And like I said, you're pretty sure shit's going down in that docking bay right now.
Mm-hmm.
Brabe.
How are those little drone shooter ejector things going? Is there?
There's only 2 left you saw eject.
Yeah.
And otherwise, you guys have decimated those.
Is it still firing drones, or does it seem like it's kind of petered out?
You get the feeling that they are concentrating more currently on what they're dealing with by being strafed consistently and constantly by very fast starfighters. And that the drones, maybe the majority of them were sent to deal with the CR-90.
Okay.
So,
can I try to take out some of the big guns then?
Yeah, you can. Again, you can either. I'll again let you choose. You can either focus fire and destroy one of those, or you can pew pew either turbo laser turrets or small laser cannon turrets. Laser cannon turrets way easier to destroy. turbo lasers harder to destroy and far more dangerous.
Yeah, I want to focus fire on the turbo lasers,
Perfect.
or at least one of them. Oh, that's a 13.
Yeah, you literally just come in like coming from a different under and over than Ericor or Nando, and there's just a turbo laser cannon, and by the time they start to turn themselves, you're just like and just you fly right through the debris of it, giving you cover from anything that would have been able to trace you as you flew away. So you're free and clear at this moment. Duo, you have turned around and you're flying back towards what looks like squadrons that have been broke pretty badly of other Gree fighters, which one thing you notice is there's no Gree in those fighters. They're all in the capital ship. And the CR-90 that is under intense attack from these drones. What do you want to do?
How big are the drones?
About the size of a spherical version of an astromech. So maybe a little bit bigger than BB-8.
Okay. I would like to reach out with the force and try to grab one of these things.
Perfect. Remember, you have advantage on this roll.
Mm-hmm.
Make that sweet, sweet roll. Baby.
All right. That's an 8.
You're able to grab one. Tell me what you're trying to do with it, and I'll tell you kind of what
I'm
happens.
trying to just like use this thing while it's firing. I'm trying to basically move it from like firing at the Corvette to just like strafe it across like its little, coven of droid boys.
I love that idea of a coven of drones.
Yeah.
That's what they're called from now on. You're able to grab it and pull it across. Roll me one of your D10s, please.
I don't have a D10. I have to go.
Oh, D6. I'm sorry, D6.
Oh.
My bad.
Boop. 2.
You easily destroy 2 drones with this. The problem with it is this thing then detonates in a cluster bomb. And I would like you to tell me odd or even, and then I'm going to have Nando roll.
Excellent. Even.
Even. Nando, roll a dice. If it's even, it's good news. If it's odd, it's bad news.
It's good news. I rolled a 4.
Okay. Roll me another D6 there, Duo.
A 6.
6 more drones get blown up in this, but 2 more fighters take enough damage they have to leave the fight.
Eat shit, Coven. That's what we used to say back in Jedi Academy.
Nice.
Yeah.
Who's next? Who wants to go? Throw it at me. Remember, you still have flashbacks, and you still have a montage to use. Whoa, slow down, guys.
Sorry.
It's too much at once.
Wow. Sorry for trying to employ strategery here, General. Nando go, sure. Nando is the hauler in there yet? Is it?
The hauler is now attached to the Chiss vessel. The
Okay.
Vessel.
It's a big old Congo line then, yeah?
This is like a boarding action, so you know that they're just cutting their way through.
I think Nando will then peel off, radio the homies that he's gonna check out the that thing he was getting weird readings from, the tube and the hangar bay. He's gonna go see what's up.
You just gonna do a flyby and try to get a sensor reading, or are you like, I'm gonna fly up into that hangar bay and and there's gonna be hell to pay?
He's gonna fly up into that hangar bay and see how it goes. He's like, I'm ready to rain hell, but like
I'm
I
non-committal.
don't have to rain hell. I'm not married to the idea of raining hell. If I could not rain hell, that would be great. Everyone likes a sunny day, right? So like, we'll see.
Look out.
But he's going to fly in there.
You do a pass by the only docking tube that's still intact, and you can see like actively see there's people fighting in this docking tube. And then you make your way. What that hangar do though? You do a pass through, like you fly up and into the hangar bay, and almost like because you're flying into artificial gravity, you like go like very slow, so you can get a look around here. I will let you decide if you dip or not. There is a massive firefight going inside this hangar bay.
Canando, is it one of those is it a firefight where there's like everyone's intermingled, or is it a firefight where there's like
No, there definitively there are sides.
Canando fire at the Grysk side?
You can definitely fire on what you think is the Grysk side.
Yeah. He'd do it.
He would do it.
He'd do it. He'd be like, I know what a Grysk looks like.
Nando, probably.
He's like, the ones firing the red lasers are the bad guys, and the ones firing the blue lasers are the good guys.
I'm firing red lasers. Am I a bad guy? Yeah, you can fire. I will. So, do you want to fire at the kind of black-haired, brownish, wrinkly-skinned looking dudes, or the blue-skinned, red-eyed, black-hair guys?
The first one.
Okay. Roll your attack. Make me a hard roll.
A hard roll. Okay. 9.
You like your ship, like I said, just kind of slow, and then just like your thrusters kick on, so you're just floating, and you're just like chicka 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 chicka. And you fire at the Grysk align killage, and just run like a hot butter through my
Hot butter through
intestines.
knife.
Yeah. Across their side, and there's people blowing up, there's things in the air, dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria. Now, your choice, Nando. Do you want to park your vessel and get into the scrum, or do you want to drop back out of the ship?
I think he wants to drop back out, like kind of along with the gravity. It's a very like slow motion, like
Yeah, I imagine it's like slow, and then you're like waving, and then you're like
he's like and then he's like and then he'll like loop back.
I want a t-shirt that's just Nando going like this, and it just says Nando probably.
And then Nando's gonna like loop back. Like while he's popped out, he'll radio back, being like, "There's a firefight in the hangar bay."
You had an 8, correct?
A 9.
A 9, perfect.
And then he'll like just kind of just does like a circle, and then like he'll hop back in and land.
You drop out of the hangar and get ready to start your circle, and you get absolutely blindsided by a turbo laser. In the process, you lose 2 of your 4 wings, and you shed 2 skins. You are like ass over tea kettle in this ship, and like now no lights are going everywhere. And you're like, oh, okay, I don't like this.
Harsh.
Little much.
Yeah, right? Like fuck
breathe.
you guys.
So when we were doing our training on these ships before we got sent out into them, did they tell us?
Oh, are we gonna use a flashback here, buddy?
Yeah, I want them to tell us how we can merge our ships together, so in case somebody gets in trouble.
One giant conjoined set of balls. balls.
You should see a doctor.
I have.
They one thing they told you in the case of an emergency, you're able to are able to basically merge skins for a short period of time to create a membrane so another pilot can be inside of your ball. But that when you do that with the membrane, the ship that's open or the ship where the person is fleeing, that ship's donezo. This is my own fault. I've been hoisted on my own.
You really brought this. Yeah.
It is.
I was like, oh, that's really an evocative thing. There's these spheres, and
Super evocative.
I fucked up and called them balls right off the
It's-
bat. And
Be
Yeah.
careful. Be careful. TOS,
Yeah, I
you
was
can't
like-
hoist your own petard on stream, buddy.
I mean, let's just say,
my ball, bro.
at least we're talking about ball movement and not bowel movement.
It's true. That was.
I mean, depending on how things go, that might happen too.
So you do know you understand fundamentally, Brave, how to do that. So if you do decide to do that maneuver, it would be a cool, and I
Mhm.
will give you advantage on that roll. In
Uh,
fact,
and-
because you used your flashback, I'll give you a just regular ass advantage. Roll both dice twice.
all right, cool.
So I'm assuming it's what you're doing, Nando.
Yeah. Nando, you need some help, buddy?
Yeah, he's like spinning. He's like, yeah.
All right. We're going to have to coming in for a merge. Oh, that is, you said cool?
Cool.
12.
12. Nando, Breeb comes flying up as you're still taking fire, and your ship's just, you're like, if I don't get out of this ship soon or find a way to realign like how I'm able to control this vessel, I'm gonna get blowed up real fast. And instead, Breeb comes up, and what he does first is he basically bounces you. He knocks your ship. Because again, this is technically living material. It's not a metal. So there's some give to it, and bounces you out of the way of turbo laser fire more towards the back end of the ship where the engines are. And you're watching this go on, and you're looking back over because you've lost complete control of being able to be 360 moved around. You look over your shoulders as this is going on, and you are watching two turrets turning. And you know they're starting to track your movement. Like they're just waiting for the sweet spot. And Breeb comes flying up over the top, puts his hand out, and you jump up, and he grabs and pulls you into his ship and hits the gas as your ship gets blowed up. Ericor, what are you doing?
I had a flashback where they were talking about how if you were in trouble, you could maybe possibly have one of the skins of the ship like fuse around you as like a spacesuit and then get up on the top of it. So I want to, like Ahsoka style, get on top of my ship, ride it into the hangar, and jump off Vibrasword at the ready.
Make a cool check. I had the same advantage that Nate just had. Holy crap.
Oh, okay.
Now, do you want your ship to like crash into the hangar, like as you jump off of it and do
Yeah.
landing?
Yeah. And I want to do like a little roll and then like come up like that. I got a 9.
Did you roll twice and take the higher
That's
number?
not a space ball.
Yes.
This is a space ball.
You like come flying into there, and like you shoot yourself off across the breadth and scope of the open hangar. So your ship went one way and you went the other. And you're able to like tuck and roll out of it in your cool sword move.
Mm-hmm.
And you hear the explosion behind you as a rush of fire comes up, and you take a second to look behind you going, yeah, that was awesome. And you realize that the superstructure inside this ship has now collapsed, closing up the hangar bay. But you're like, yeah, it sucks. We'll have to find another way off the ship, but still looks cool.
Yeah.
But like literally everybody stopped shooting for a second and was like, what in the fuck? And now everyone goes back to fighting. A Chiss who grabs you and pulls you behind a crate, basically a space crate, and they're like, "I'm assuming you're here to help us. Otherwise, I'm guessing you would have already put your knife in my throat."
Okay, remind me again. Are we helping the Chiss? Or not?
Yes.
We are. Okay.
Well, it's better than the Kilogy, which are basically they're a client race of the Grysk.
And then I'm like,
Come for the Star Wars, stay for the ball puns.
I kind of hold up my vibro sword. And I'm like, you have my blade.
He looks at you kind of dubious for a second, and then you see what you're guessing probably is not something that happens very often for this person. They smile, and they reach over to where a dead Chiss is, and they grab a blaster rifle and toss it over to you. And currently there is a lot of incoming fire. So you both are kind of ducked behind right now. Duo, what are you doing? My good Jedi counselor boy.
Well, I just wrecked one of these things. What are we looking at in terms of how many of those are left? Like, how is the Corvette looking?
Corvette's shields have held reasonably well because it's well shielded.
Yeah.
Especially since there's no hyperdrive in it, it's got a lot of shielding. Which you're kind of guessing like, well, this is their version currently of a capital ship, so it needs to be well shielded.
Mm-hmm.
Roll me 2 6-sided dice and tell me what you get, please.
2. This is the worst 6-sided dice of all time. I've been rolling ones all time.
There's only 2 functional fighters besides you. Roll me 2 more 6-siders, please.
All right.
Throw that one die across the room.
Just chuck it. You have failed me the last time, Captain Eater.
4.
There's only 4 drones left as well.
All right, I like those numbers. I would like to. I feel like they're not going to let me do the same thing twice. Like, I feel like they're smarter than that because we've fought our fair share of robots during our time. So I'm just going to try to force crunch one of these guys.
Yes.
Okay. All right, that was better. What is that? Am I acting under fire?
No, you're threatening assaulting. That's
okay. Cool. All right, so it's a 9.
The only thing that goes wrong here is some of the material from this ship. It was close enough to the CR-90 goes through the shields and crashes into the ship, actually causing some damage. Because one thing you're realizing now is these things are starting to figure out that while shields can block their energy weapons, they cannot block the mechanicals.
Okay.
These things are figuring out that, oh, I can just crash myself into this.
Okay. Okay. All right. I have ideas.
Okay, perfect. Breeb and Nando in the ship together. Just 2 boys and a ball.
You want to take the flight controls and I'll fire?
Yeah, sounds good to me, buddy. Whatever you want. Nice sacking up with you.
All right, tell me what you guys are doing, you 2 fools. I love how James leaves and it's just a big D. All right.
It's the same as when he's here.
Yeah, so like, well, where do we want to go? What do you want to do? What do you like? I was going to go back in the hangar.
Oh. Can we get back in the hangar though? You said
you don't know.
Okay.
But yeah, it blew up. So
I figured we take out the big guns first.
Okay. Done. Let's do it. Do it to it.
All right, here's how we'll do it. I'll let you both roll 2 6-sided dice, and you guys get to keep the 2 highest numbers to pull something cool off.
All right. Well, I rolled 2 3s.
Nando, what are you rolling?
I rolled a 1 and a 6.
So between those two, you got 9.
9's good.
Fair.
Are we adding any of our bonuses?
You'll add whoever has the highest bonus, and this would be
I got a +3 to hard.
okay. That probably works unless Nando has a
I'm-
really good cool score.
My cool score is 2. So
I'll let you go with you know what? We'll take the lower number going forward since you're both working together. So we'll take the 2. So you got an 11.
Yep.
yeah.
Same thing as earlier. Nando, being the absolute madman pilot that he is, once he gets a hold of the controls, Nando basically ducks in behind the engine flow. And by using the heat of that, he pushes your ship, Breeb, until the point where you think you're going to start losing skins. But the small grouping of drones that have all of a sudden been launched and is now following you make their way into that engine fire, and they don't make it out, as opposed to you two then dropping down underneath the ship. And the first thing you do is you kill that turret that blew up Nando's ship. So you strafe along the bottom. I'm just kind of picturing in my head as like you guys are like back to back because it's just cool.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
Sitting on
Breeb,
labs.
yeah, Breeb like literally turns his body while Nando's body turns like with him the other direction as you're rotating this ship like I said, almost like a gyroscope, and you're just like chugga 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 chugga, and as soon as so you're strafing along, and as soon as you get a bead, you fire a combined beam that just cuts right through where that was. Like I said, where it was, because it's not there any longer.
Mm-hmm.
Also, engine flow is god damn it.
Engine flow.
Stephen Flow. That's all I could think of when I saw that engine flow. I was like, Stephen Flow is here.
So
I don't think Beard is back. Beard, you back?
I would assume that.
That sound is that.
I hope he's okay. Ericor, what are you doing now that you're inside the?
So the chist just handed me the blaster. I look at it. I'm like, I ain't never been good with one of these. And then I want to begin a montage.
I'm gonna say, are you Brock Samsoning this? Guns. I don't use guns.
Kinda. So what I'm gonna do is like start a montage where like I rip off like my outer vestments and I have like this vest on, like Danny Trejo and Desperado, that's full of knives. I'm just gonna start throwing those out at people's necks willy-nilly. And I don't know, using my whipcord.
Cash and checks.
Cash and checks.
All right. Why don't you make me? I'll let you choose. You
Mhm.
can use cool, hard, or tuned here.
Let's go with tuned.
God
That's right.
damn it! There's been some chef's kiss tonight. All right.
10.
10. You like so going through this montage, you're like throwing knives and this like blaster bolts are just missing you. And like as you throw the last knife in, these killage are just dropping left and right. The last one who's standing in the doorway you're trying to get through. So there's like a catwalk above and there's a couple other side doors and they're firing. You literally just like the guy with the wallet that says bad motherfucker on it walked right down the middle. And the last guy is, like I said, he's pulling bead on you and you pull out your ripcord and you hit him and you hit him around the waist and he looks down and he thinks you hit him in the gun and you didn't. And he smiles and you pull him right towards you and your blade goes right through his mouth and the top of his head. and then he drops, and you simply step into the hallway as blaster bolts miss you from each side.
Fuck yeah.
You are in a
I dust a little bit of something off my shoulder.
just smoldering blaster bolt.
Yeah.
So that was your dude. That was great. That was awesome. Great use of your montage. Duo, what are you doing? I'm assuming you're back.
Better than ever. I want to. So I saw Nando pull this pretty sweet maneuver, and I've been impressed with Nando's skills. And so I want to try something with my balls. I want to fly straight at the remaining drones.
Okay.
And just as I'm about to hit them, I want to pull the Nando and dive, but I want to shed one of my skins, and then I want to use the force to close it with that like shield around them so it doesn't explode.
God damn. You can roll 1 dice at advantage. That's fucking wild.
That's an 11 because a 0 for cool. It's still very cool. Still very cool.
So like you fly right at them and they start like firing and you're just holding steady like playing chicken with them.
Yeah.
And like the particle beam is just buzzing right by you so much you can hear the skin on your ship sizzling, but it's not cutting through yet. I mean, they haven't got a clear shot on you. And then you just whoosh straight down. And they overcorrect to try to catch you and rebead their targeting system, and you just shed. And then when you shed, it envelops them and they just all explode. And it's like one of those, it's like a giant explosion underwater. There's the and it collapses back in on itself.
It sounds like vaguely like a little depth charge from Slave One.
Yeah, from Slave 1, yes. That's someone else called it Slave 1. I was like, I am now referring to this.
That's very, very funny.
The CR90 is banged up, but it's not in terrible shape and starts firing salvos at the Grysk vessel.
Mhm.
The other 2 ships form up with you, and you hear a Selkath say, "What's next?"
I feel like we head for the Grysk ship because if all of these things are mechanical, they have to have a control beacon, right?
Or they have a command center.
Or command. Well, yeah, but I feel like they can't be close. And well, I'm gonna say I don't think that they have a command center this far out because this isn't where.
Oh, I mean inside that Grysk ship.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying we go to the Grysk ship and we either identify it by making a couple passes or we're going in.
Perfect. All right, you turn and so the Selkath tells you what's the name? What's the name of the squadron? Or like how do they identify their ships, James? Beard.
Us or them?
You and the rest of these little fighter wings.
I don't know. I mean, I think that there's probably these are. I always think of like these HUD things as blue, so we'll call it Blue Squadron for right now.
Okay.
I'm not fancy.
Sorry, I'm just trying to. Blue 4 is Dorgy, who's a Selkath. Who's the other surviving pilot right now?
I think it's Walls, and Walls I think is Moncal.
Remember, there's no Moncal out here.
Oh,
so you have your choice of Zeltron, Selkath, Gree, which we said probably no Gree out there right now.
Yeah, Zeltron 3030 sounds good. the Zeltron named Walls.
Perfect. Okay, so they form up on your wings, and you guys start making your approach as like the Corvette, the CR-90 finally stops it, using a broadside maneuver, and then turns and is now facing and accelerating behind you. You realize as this is happening, your comms are being jammed actively.
Well, between ourselves and like the other,
You're only
group,
getting
or-
comms from your two squad mates because you're in such close proximity, and even
Okay.
that's a little shaky.
Okay.
But you're not getting anything from the CR-90, and you're certainly not getting anything from the Holocraft or your allies.
Well, I feel like if we're getting jammed, it's our turn to jam them right back.
You make a pass over the top. I would like, if you are just doing a reconnoiter, I'd like you to roll a sharp. If you're attacking, that's a hard.
I don't think I'm doing either. I think that I'm reaching out with the force and trusting my instincts to try to identify where it might be.
All right. Are your squad mates attacking?
I think that they're just doing reconnaissance. So I think like they're probably looking out for me. I'm asking Blue 2 and Blue 4 to like cover me while I'm like flying through and like reaching out to the force, just because I can't have my full attention
Okay.
on the ship.
Mando, I would like you to roll a cool roll for Blue 3030.
Do I get to use my ability or just?
Yeah, I'll let you roll. I'll let you use your cool.
Then it's 13.
Okay. Ericor, I would like you to make a cool roll for Blue 4.
That's a 13 as well.
Okay.
Hey,
So
lucky.
they both do like exemplary jobs of what they're doing. Duo, reach out with the force and touch that ship.
I rolled a 10.
You're able to find that there is a central weapons center, and literally in the middle of the ship, that handles all the turrets and everything else. So rather than having like gunnery stations
Mhm.
or drone release stations, everything is handled from a
Central
central
brain.
unit. Yeah,
Okay.
inside the ship that is not computerized. It is literally being manned.
Okay. I think that I'll relay that to Blue 4 and Blue 3030, and we're going to try to identify a docking bay that we can put down in and see what we can do. Although I feel like I'd like them to keep running interference. I think that this might be me going in to try to find other people and see if I can reach out once I'm inside the ship to Breeb.
Dorgy basically tells you like I'm not getting anything as far as any of the other pilots who went into the hangar. We would need to do a pass to get a visual on it. And that's the time when another group of drones pops up on Blue 3030, veers off, and then backtracks to attack them.
Okay.
So you've only got Dorgy with you, and then you've got the CR-90 kind of barreling down, but staying low.
Mhm.
So if this Grysk ship wants to shoot it, it has to literally just try to shoot through this Chiss ship, this Chiss ship looks like Swiss cheese right now.
Yeah.
And this is where your hauler is docked onto.
Okay.
So you've got people from the hauler who boarded onto this Chiss ship, which is
Okay.
has a docking ring attached to the Grysk ship. It's the human centipede of ships.
What? You say you regret some of these decisions today, but I don't believe that you do.
Regret. I do not think that you know what that word means.
I would like to position my ship next to the Grysk ship, as close to that central nerve as I can. And I'd like to try using the kind of bio seal, just like we did with other ships, to essentially create like a kind of air hold. And if that works, I'd like to use my lightsaber to get into the hull.
So do you want to use the same trick that Colin used? Kind of. Were you here for that? You might have been gone. Colin did some wild shit.
I just I heard about him rolling in and doing a bunch of cool shit, but yeah, I just
he used his montage or not. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you used your flashback and then your montage.
Yeah,
use his flashback to say that he learned that you can actually take a skin and use it as basically a spacesuit, but you're basically jettisoning your ship.
Oh, that's cool. Okay. Sure. Yeah, I feel like there are no finer people to follow than our Aircore buddies. So yeah, I will flash back and just be standing on the side as Aircore learns this, just shaking my head, and then we'll flash back into the present, and I'll use my montage to swoop in kind of over where I believe that the kind of central node is directly down into the ship, right? I'm not just walking into it immediately, but
yeah, you're able to you land and you kind of center yourself to make sure you're staying there without being pulled away,
mm-hmm.
or gravity taking any type of
sure.
Actually, let me backtrack. You float down, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And one of the laser cannons wheels around and you bing, bing, bing and blow it up. And then in order to get your feet onto the ship, you slam your lightsaber in to the hull, and then you crank a big circle in it, just muscling your lightsaber through, and cut a hole when you drop in. When you drop in, it's hard. It's a hard drop. I want you to roll me a cool, please.
Okay. 7.
As you're dropping in, thank you, Mitch. As you drop in, people are getting pulled out.
Okay.
So people are grabbing onto each other. You've opened up a hole into space.
Oh, okay.
And you're able to concentrate enough and push yourself down with the force,
mm-hmm.
but they rip your suit off as you watch a good 6-7 crewmen and some what look maybe like droids get pulled out into space.
Yeah. Sucks.
And that's when the hull seal goes off and seals the hole. And you look up and you just see them in silent screams as they float away.
I don't look.
I don't look back.
I have a job to do.
You are now on board the ship, though. And it is red alert everywhere on this ship.
Hell yeah. All right. I'm going to follow my nose towards this central core and just kind of keep following my instincts as I navigate through to this kind of central command.
Aircore, your Chiss buddies are still pinned down, but you are now in this hallway. Do you want to move forward, or do you want to Mitch on fire, bringing that heat, or do you want to stay and try to help them?
I want to try to make my way to the bridge.
Okay. you kind of are taking the quickest route you can think of to try to find this command bridge. You hear troops on the hop towards your area.
Okay.
Hey, Mitch.
I quickly scan around to see if there's like some kind of ventilation I can like quickly get into.
Yeah, I'll say that's something you can do.
Okay.
You crawl up into the vent
right.
shafts. All right, Breeb, Nando, what are y'all doing? Because you just came down underneath the ship and realized that the hangar is not an option.
The hangar is not an option.
Hangar's closed, man.
Hangar's closed, man. I think is so. So I think Nando is thinking like, okay, they're already fighting in the hangar. I was getting similar readings in the docking tube. Like, I know where everyone's penned up. We need to get like onto the Gist ship and like stop the slaughter, right? So I think that's where Nando's head is. And he'll be like, Breep, we should like probably go. Wait, no, did the hangar is on the Gist ship and like all the troops are
It's on the Grysk ship.
It's on the Grysk ship. Yeah. So I think he's like, the
Grysk ship is where shit's getting.
Yeah. He's like, look, there's a bunch of people. They're all in the cargo bay or whatever. Like, it's going to be a slaughter if no one's there to help. So we should go. And he's like, maybe we go like through like one of the undocked docking tubes because there's like two that are like broken, but in theory you could get on that way. Is that reasonable?
Yeah, you could dock your ship there and then leave. You would just have the seal would not be the best, but yeah.
How's that sound? You want to do that? You want to go help some people?
Yeah, let's see how this ball seals that docking tube.
Sweet.
Let me put my balls in this tube.
And then I think, yeah, that sounds good. Let's do that.
I'm sure you are. Not cheap viewers from Stream Bear.
We only want expensive viewers.
Yeah,
the finest viewers, the champagne viewers.
As Orson Welles said, we will take no viewer until it is time.
No in World United High Life.
The champagne. All right, so you guys go to dock. I would like you both to act under cool here and take the higher score.
Six.
You rolled 6 total, or you rolled a 6?
No, that's total with my cool number.
Oh wow! I rolled 9.
Okay. So y'all roll, or y'all move up and lock on the best you can to this broken ass docking tube. Fair enough. Fair enough. And then as this is going on, you get dinged and you lose 2 skins from a laser cannon, but then it has to kind of reorientate because another gray ship strafes it. And you're like, I don't know that guy, but thank you. You get ready to step out into this tube and you realize this ship has no atmosphere.
How many skins do we have left?
2. You would have just enough.
There we go. So now it's just a pair of wings.
They just kind of fall off and float away into space. You guys move. You've got your skins, and you move onto this Chiss vessel. You both you realize you still have like your HUD display inside this suit, but it just looks like a very thin membrane over you. I'm assuming you're pulling out your weapons.
Yeah. I want to flashback really quick to when Nando was still feeling the soft glow from 4 minutes in purgatory, and he passed by some of the Gree who were dicks to him and shocked him, and he like,
I thought it was the Grease fault.
what's the Gree's fault? Like, and anyway, he like kind of like bumps into one like this kind of hard shoulder, and he's like, "Oh, sorry, man. Sorry, I'm still reeling from that shock he delivered earlier," and like lifts one of the shock baton things off the Kree guy. So now he's got a space cattle prod or whatever the fuck he got shocked with.
Okay.
I don't remember if it was like a stun gun.
It was like a stun stick.
A stun stick. Yeah, he's got a stun stick.
Okay. Fair enough. That works. I know you still have a montage left, Nando. Bree, what do you have left? Remind me, please.
Do we all get montages? Because
You all get a montage and a flashback.
I would have a montage. I used my
Okay.
flashback.
Perfect. So, Nando, you just have your montage left.
I think Nando will montage his way through. I think a montage breathing his way through like the ship.
All right, cool. That's awesome.
And they're like, Bree's doing Jedi things, Nando's doing Nando things, and
So one thing as you guys are moving through, there's no Grysk or killage on this ship. This is just as you're moving through it, you're like, this ship got smashed as it went through hyperdrive. But your HUD systems, because you're close together, you're able to communicate very easily. And because you're on this thing, your sensor array still is pretty good, and you're able to see the boarding party is at this giant blast door. You guys come up and they kind of raise and they're like, "Oh, weren't you guys in fighters?"
We
were
multitudes.
We became multitudes. There is another Cellcath here. Anybody got a name for this Cellcath Marine?
Belvedere.
Can we Star Wars it up and say it's Belvader?
But Elvedere.
Bel.
Belvin.
Like B apostrophe LL B apostrophe DE.
Bel.
Yeah.
Vadar.
Yeah.
Vadir. All right. They look like probably the most senior of these boarders, this boarding party. And they're like, we know that there's survivors behind the wall. We've brought enough breathers to get them back to the hauler, but they won't let us in, and we're worried about depressurizing the room without some help. Can one of you talk them down?
I mean, I can try. He's like got his elbow up against something.
You know how Nando be.
Nando, Nando is going to like. Is there any kind of?
Yeah, we'll say there's a functional
there's a
comm right there.
comm thing. Is there like a visualizer, like a little like, boop, boop, I can see you, you can see me.
That's not working.
Okay.
But you definitely can talk to them.
Sure. Nando is like, dang, he really needs to see people to be dangerous and sexy. He has an ability called dangerous.
Yeah.
This doesn't
Don't
work.
take away my FaceTime, baby.
He's like, someone cut a little like window in here. Nando's like, hey guys,
Hey guys, I know your ship's stuck.
He's sitting on a chair backwards. He's like, I know you've had a
Hey, I'm a kid just like you.
listen. I know you've had a tough time, but the good news is the good guys are here. We blew up a bunch of shit. We exploded a bunch of shit. Now the cavalry's here. We got breathers. We've got food. I don't know. What? Do we have food? Food? Anybody? No. Food. We've got breathers.
Belvedere says.
We've got breathers and free drink coupons for a great bar down on the planet
You
Moon.
hear a voice ring back to you and says, well, at least you're not here to kill us. Because no one who would want us dead talks this much.
You should be nicer to your rescuers. But yeah, I'm not going to kill you.
I
Why would I do
am
that?
being extremely pleasant. Do you have equipment in order to help us expedite our fleeing of a destroyed vessel?
Yeah, we have breathers and a ship. So
Outstanding.
cool. You want to open the door? Or...
I'm slightly concerned about explosive decompression. Is there another way we might be able to do this? Is there any way you might be able to go to the bridge and activate the sealant system?
Yeah, sure. Is it what color is the button? Does it say sealant system on it? Is it yellow, red? What do I do? Do I have to enter a code?
It is in Chiss.
Well, I don't speak that.
You see a code in a language you're not familiar with pop up on the little screen in front.
Ando presses the side of his HUD to take a screenshot.
Nice. You guys go and you get to the bridge. The bridge is in relatively good shape. But the ship is fucked. I mean, there's like holes. You can look outside and see these two Chiss ships engaged with drones. And you literally at one point, you move past a destroyed bulkhead and you see the CR-90 like way closer than you ever want to see a ship that size in space. Like you'd be like, hi! And they would be able to go hi with their tentacles back. It'd probably be like something like this. But they're like right there. You are able to get to the bridge. And you're able to activate this if that's what you're choosing to do.
Yeah, Nando's like, it's not a trap, right? This isn't some sort of elaborate scheme to kill us. You don't think? Brave.
He's asking you, Brave. Because if he's asking me, I'm gonna be like, go fuck yourself. I'm not telling you anything.
Brave.
I want to trust my instincts.
Okay.
That's a 9.
You tell me. You tell me what your instinct is as a player.
I mean, I feel like they're real screwed right now. They need all the help they can get.
Okay, that's what it is. They are very aware of their situation, but you're not really familiar with them. Maybe this is just what they're like. But yeah, you're like, we could not turn this on, and then they're fucked. So yeah, you get a feeling like you definitely hold the upper hand here.
I mean, so you want me to do it?
Yeah.
Okay. When you trust your instincts, I can't hear you, but I could tell you were doing it because I'm sensitive.
You sure are.
And okay, and then he'll pull up the screenshot and
all of a sudden you hear this boom, 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 and you hear like the life support kick back on, and you look and there's just like this dull vibrating blue shield like thing all around the ship, but it's also not in the best of shape. It's like actually got holes that periodically ebb and flow through it. And you hear a noise from, as Nando, as a pilot, you hear a noise from the engine of this ship that is a noise you never want to hear.
Oh wow, that's a noise you never want to hear.
It's bad noise. It's a no noise.
It's a no noise.
Well, we better move quickly then.
Yeah. Let's do it. Let's go.
You get back and the doors slide open, and there are roughly 20 chiss inside this vessel, or inside this command center. God, I couldn't think of the word. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Let's go. Let's get the fuck out of here. Like, those drinks aren't getting any colder.
They move like with they move with controlled precision to get on this. Like they're not pushing and shoving. They move like a military force. So you guys are able to get on there. And finally, the person you were talking to steps forward and introduces themselves as Mid-General Emirate of the Chiss Ascendancy Expansionary Force. I have troopers aboard that vessel, and points across the bow as you guys are, as the haulers pulling out at the Grysk ship. Is there any way for us to make some sort of accord to bring my troopers back?
An accord with the people who are trying to kill us, or like what? Yeah, no.
An accord with yourselves. I'm assuming.
You
I
want
am
us to
assuming
do it.
he takes a look around at the assembled kind of Marines aboard this hauler. An accord with the Gree. The hauler is heading back to the CR-90.
I mean, you can try.
Would you be willing to speak on my behalf?
Sure.
Excellent. And he puts his hands behind his back and he walks back, and you can hear him speaking in a language you do not know to these troops. Belvedere, however we decide to say it, comes up and
Spelled
says,
here, but it's spelled weird.
what was that all about?
Oh, they want to like make some accord with the Gree to like get their people off the ship that's trying to blow us up. So
His laugh sounds like a hacking. So the Cellcat are like catfish people, basically.
Yeah.
And he's like, like, you really think this hauler's going to make it over to that thing? We can barely make it back to the CR-90.
no, they want to go to the CR-90 to talk to the Gree, right? So like we're just gonna go where you were going, right?
Well,
Right?
yeah,
Am I missing
you think
something?
They're going to
Come on.
send us back over there, and he points at the Grysk ship, which is also on fire in some places. As there's still a space battle going on.
I mean, we're not gonna send like you, probably.
He kind of again laughs that choking laugh and says, "Hey, who
Hey.
else are they going to send?"
I mean, Brebe and I can probably do it, right? Like, I mean, that's how it's gonna end up. We've got big protagonists.
You're just an NPC, my boy.
like you, yeah.
Your
we've
name
got,
is Belvedere. I'm sorry, bud.
like no,
When
you
did it turn into the Venture Brothers when 42 and what were their numbers? 21 and was it 17? No, I can't remember. Was it 42? Where they're like telling Henchman 1, where they're just like, "Oh, buddy, you're a new guy. Like, you don't even have a real number. Like, you're so dead. You're not gonna make it out." We've got like Highlander energy. You know how many times I've tried the Monarch has tried to have us killed. All right, anyway, you head back. Duo Ericor, what are you guys doing while you're aboard this?
I'm just doing my best to make my way to the
If you were going
central.
to say what I thought you were going to say, I was going to scream at you.
What's that?
If you were going to say what I thought you were going to say, I was going to scream at you. If you were going to be like, I'm just a simple man making my way in the galaxy, like my father.
No.
Fuck you.
No.
No,
I want to get down to the central command and disable it. As far as I know, that's
yeah.
that's the thing.
You're able to move through very silently because you're very good at that.
Mhm.
And you get to the doors. And there's nobody there because this ship is getting blasted by that CR-90.
Okay. Well, that seems like a really good opportunity with nobody there to completely destroy all of the mechanisms that command the drones.
Yeah, you can cut through that door, and there's a contingency of about 15 killage in there. If you want to cut through them like hot knife through butter, I'm fine with that. If you want to cut through them like a hot butter through knife, I'm also good with that too.
Do you say Killix?
Yeah, killage, I think that's how you say it. It's like Kiliji. I don't know if there's actually any visuals of them. They're just a client race of the Grysk.
I don't know this. I think I only know Killix. Killix, I think of as they're like insect boys.
They're not those guys. These are Kilij.
ILJI?
Ki. Well, you know what? Let me grab my phone because I've got it written there.
Okay.
Their name is spelled
Kilij. No, Kilji.
Yeah, Kilji.
Okay. Huh. I'm not familiar with them.
Yeah, there's not even art of them. They are dark brown hair and rubbery looking wrinkled dark orange skin. Their patterns on their skin show their emotions.
Well, I hope there's big brown poop emojis because it's time to get jiggy with it.
You walk in, all I need from you is a hard roll.
Hard as a mother lover. I got a 0 to hard, so it's a 7.
You walk in and they like all look up and you're just like, "Bzz," and you go after them like Anakin through a preschool.
No, I'm not interested in killing them as much as I am in disabling all the mechanisms. I'm not a murderer.
So you're just destroying mechanisms. You're letting
Yeah.
15.
Yeah, I mean, if they're going to attack me, I'm going to defend myself. But like, I'm here to shut down the mechanisms that are controlling all of the like external droids and things like that.
So you start smashing through everything, and you're watching like monitors and everything go black, and you get rushed. And you do your best to like keep these guys off of you, because they don't look like they have any weapons on hand. And then you get shot.
Okay.
You're shot by a slug thrower in the shoulder.
Okay.
And yeah, I take a wound.
Okay.
And at that point, what are you doing?
I guess I'm going to try to identify who shot me.
Killage in the doorway.
I mean, I think that I would. Well, which shoulder did I get hit in? Left or right?
Left.
Okay. Well, I use my right primarily for my saber, so I don't know that I can. Well, I mean, I'll try. I'll try to pull the slug thrower using the force. Pull it out of his hand. What is that? Hard?
No, that would be cool. I'll let you use cool on that.
Okay. 8.
You
Letting me use my only negative stat. Thanks, bud.
you start to pull it,
Yeah.
and they fire,
Okay.
and it basically detonates in their hand.
Okay.
You stop the bullet, and it blows up. Basically, they know I have hand now.
Gotcha.
And that's when everybody fucking panics.
Yeah.
Everybody goes to shit because they're like, "Oh no, Space Wizard showed up and made hand go boom."
Yeah.
We shot Space Wizard. Space Wizard unimpressed.
Yeah.
So people start running for their goddamn lives.
Yeah. I'm just gonna say boo.
Yeah, boo, boo, fucking who? Everyone is freaking out and fleeing.
I like that. I'm just gonna tear through the rest of this like butter through knife.
Butter through knife.
You said that was an option.
Yes, make a basilisk check.
Excellent.
You just decimate this room.
My best roll of the night. Roll 2 6s.
For destroying the room or for the basilisk?
It is basilisk.
Yeah. But why be though? You wreck this fucking room. And you hear an explosion
I like that.
that shakes the ship.
I like that less.
And then now you've got the mer emergency
right.
sound going.
I'm gonna reach out to Breeb with the force and see if I can get a reading on where he might be.
All right, you can do that.
Breeb, are you out there? Yeah, I'll try to use my attune, trust my instincts, and see if I can connect with him.
Okay.
Get a beat on him. And of course, I roll 2 3s, but I got a +3, so it's a 9.
You know Breeb is alive.
Okay.
You can feel Breeb. Feel it.
Do I have any sense for directionality?
No.
Okay.
No. You just know that Breeb is alive and not on this ship.
Okay. I think that, I mean, I don't really have a good way off of this, so I feel like I have to run towards the Chiss, where I think the Chiss ship is. Because I kind of shed my stuff, right? Yeah, so, yep. We're running towards the Chiss ship. God damn it, Mitch, you're right. Yes, I'm going to run towards the Chiss ship with my saber out. Yes.
One thing you start to see is, as this is going on, is you're seeing escape pods just starting to jettison. Meanwhile, Ericor.
Okay, so now there's like troops coming my way, right?
Yes.
All right.
You're above them. You're in the air ventilation.
All right. I'm gonna pull out some slack on my whipcord and fashion like a little kind of, not exactly like a noose because I don't want to like kill anyone, but like something to like grab a dude.
Okay.
And waiting for the troops to come by. The last one, as he's going, I'm going to like gently move aside as silently as I can, the grating for the ventilation, and make a little meow noise. And if he stops to look up, I'm going to snatch him.
Well, he's got to look up. That's a weird fucking noise.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if the Killage have cats, but he's like, what the fuck? He looks up and there you are. Cloaked in darkness, just your glowing yellow eyes.
Yes.
Down. You just want to grab him?
Yeah, because initially, now that this alarm's going off, my plans have altered.
Yeah, you can grab him. He's scared to death anyway because he's like,
Okay.
about
Then
to.
I'm gonna ask him, where's the escape pods?
He looks down there because he has never seen a Nogri before. You look like a fucking monster to him.
Yeah.
And you just grabbed him out of an air vent and made a meow noise. He points like down the way, like, oh my God, what have the Chiss unleashed upon us?
Yeah. And then for his efforts, I'm gonna give him a quick like karate chop to the neck to try to like just make him paralyzed from the neck down.
Okay. Why don't you make me a hard roll for that?
Okay.
This could go really well or could go real bad.
7.
You give him the backhanded kung fu chop to the neck. He feels kind of limp. You drop him, and when you drop him, he grabs the lip, and the whole structure of the air vent gives way, and you crush him with an air vent that you're now kind of stuck inside.
Fuck.
You watch him go squeeze, and like there's like a spray of blood, and you're like, oh no. I got to get out of this thing. And then we go to Nando and Breeb.
All right.
You guys now have side docked onto the CR-90, and you're met there by Taggart.
Sup, Taggart? How's it going?
His giant, like, gray eyes, like looking like, wow, what? He turns and looks at Bree instead. He's like, this has been very successful. I see. Are these prisoners? Like, he's unsure what is going on.
No, they're not prisoners. Well, they were almost prisoners, but we stopped them from being prisoners, and now they would like to engage in diplomatic accord. So
Taggart turns his giant, like, squid body towards you and says, oh.
They've got people on the ship that were fucking up, and they would like for them to get off of the ship before it explodes, if possible.
He turns and looks over to BL Vadir and says, please make our guests as comfortable as possible. And then says, I would like to speak with both of you. And then moves you into a side room.
If you have any stiff cots, I don't think these guys are into comfort. So
Taggart says, you both remember that we wanted no one alive, so no one could tell of our existence. These are Chiss, correct?
That's what they say, yeah. I've never met one before.
He's seen Chiss, and you both saw the footage of the Chiss getting absolutely destroyed by the Grysk. I have never met Chiss.
New experiences. Good for everybody.
As an ally, and two of our most effective allies in combat, are they a threat?
I don't think so. There's like 20 of them.
You watch him pull out a little comm link, and there's a red button that's like beeping, not beeping, but it's like pulsating, and he pushes a yellow button so it stops beeping, or it stops pulsing.
What's that?
I have just alerted BL Vadir to take them to accommodations rather than the airlock I planned to jettison them out of.
You were gonna space these guys? You are so fucked up, man. Taggart.
Our goal is the safety of Shugo New Hasa.
Okay.
That is why I'm having our remaining 2 fighters destroy all the escape pods as they're launching. There will be no Grysk left to return here. And we need to come to a definitive decision about the Chiss.
Let's definitively not launch them into space. Like, what the fuck, dude?
I am willing to hear your opinions and your suggestions, since we are allied in the defense of New Hasa Shugo.
What did the Chiss guy say, like, his command was? I forget the exact wording, but wasn't
What?
it? Ben, I'm talking to you.
Yeah. I kind of forget. You mean what was his rank?
Yeah, like what group was he with? Didn't he say something about like not exploration, but basically expansion?
Expansion defense forces, or just expansionary forces. Expansionary fleet, I think is what I may have bungled through my mouth. Expansionary fleet, we'll just call it that.
Okay. He did say he's part of an expansionary fleet, which could be problematic if they expand this way and continue.
They will not be able to expand currently, as the mass shadow generator is in full effect. But I would prefer not to have any expansion into this system that is ours. And by ours,
I need to say it.
I mean everyone within this room, including our other allies who are not. I will meet with these Chiss, and I will wait to hear from you, Jedi Bree Boombo, and you, Captain Nando Ballman, on whether or not we should give them temporary asylum, as they currently, and he turns, and there's a little viewfinder thing, like a little screen, and you're watching their ship come apart, which is also tearing apart the Grysk ship. Meanwhile, Duolingo, you're on a ship that's getting pulled apart.
Meanwhile,
Yeah, I just heard that. Yeah, well, I'm just gonna try to.
I'm just gonna make the best of a bad situation.
I'm just gonna keep trying to reach out with the Force and trust in it to lead me through.
Does anybody know what happened to our good
Colin?
retail father?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
I'm guessing a interwebs issue.
Okay. Come back, retail Fajer. So I am going to make a command decision, and retail Fajer gets shot off in an escape pod. But rather than kind of shooting out, he shoots himself towards Minolith, which is the moon that the Chiss had their listening station on.
Oh yeah, did not think about that. What's the status of do I see any escape pods?
Currently where you're at in the middle of the ship now.
Yeah, all right, excellent. Let's keep running then.
All right, you make your way, and the docking tube is still there.
Yeah.
To the Chiss ship.
Sounds.
Ericor, you made it to a escape pod.
Yeah, I heard.
Oh, you heard? Okay, yeah. You're watching as these Grease ships are just turkey shooting these guys. And you actually make sure your ship gets launched at the moon Minolith, which is where it's this, kind of ice world-esque moon where the Chiss had their listening station. So you're able to kind of like steer this thing a little bit. You're like, I hope I can hit this.
Yeah.
Because if I just, hit the ground in the middle of nowhere, I'll probably freeze to death. Also, I hope my friends don't shoot me. Are you doing anything with that information? Are you doing anything to try to contact people?
I guess if there is instrumentation within the escape pod, I want to try to get on a channel and tell them that I am at least in an escape pod and I appear to be going towards this icy world
on a rocket sled. Flash Gordon, alive on rocket sled.
Rocket cycle.
Make me to do this. I would like you to make me a cool because you're like trying to wire together something kind of just piecemealed in order to get this signal out.
Okay.
And you also now have a fighter that is starting to track you.
Oh no. I think my cool 11.
You send out this Grysk signal that is like a like man down signal within the Neogri like military police.
Mm-hmm.
And you watch as this fighter bears down on you and then follows you all the way down to surface side, and then they fire up like basically the equivalent of a space flare and turn around and fly back out.
I don't like that.
You land land as much as an escape pod lands.
Yeah.
And like you look out the hatch and you can see this building not terribly far away, which you're assuming must be that Chiss listening station.
Yeah.
But man, it's like looking across a frozen part of the Antarctic. Like it's gonna be a walk, and it is just wind and snow. It looks terrible outside. We'll come back to that. Duo, you were running to get out. What did you decide to do?
I'm just continuing. I assume that I'm in the Chiss ship now.
As you're making your way across, you're to see Chiss bodies and Killage bodies everywhere, and you can hear a firefight behind you back on the Grysk ship going on. Do you want to ignore it or do you want to go back? No wrong answers here.
There's a firefight on the Grysk ship? Yeah, I guess I'll go back.
You see like Killage and Chiss boarders like engaged in a gunfight through hallways, as it looks like maybe the Chiss are trying to get back to their ship. I'm not realizing their ship is just as messed up as this Grysk ship is. Do you want to go back and help them, or are you just kind of like, you know what, it's right now?
No, I'll help them.
Okay. Make me tell me how you're going to help them.
I feel like if this is pretty busted up, there's got to be some debris. So I think that what I'll try doing is like using the force to move debris to kind of like create a barrier between the Chiss and the
nice.
And then I can assess from there.
Why don't you? I'll let you choose a tuned or cool.
Oh, that's perfect. Let's go attuned.
Okay.
3, 5, 3, 11.
You close your eyes and like turn your lightsaber off, and you literally just make a moving wall of debris.
Oh, I like that.
And the Chiss like stop firing and they turn, and behind them is Duolingo, eyes just barely open, like creating this field of debris to protect them. And they kind of stop for a minute and they kind of aren't sure what to do. And finally, a female voice basically says, "To the ship!" And they start to run past you. But two of them stay, and they're basically on one knee beside you, one of them being that commanding female voice.
Okay.
And she's like, I'm assuming you can't hold that forever. We need to leave.
Yeah.
Come with me if you want to live. Don't go into the bomb there.
Yeah, I feel like we'll just slowly start to retreat, and I'll hold as much as I can for as long as I can until we can kind of get going.
You hear an explosion down the hallway where the Killage are, and you see as your moving wall and these Killage get sucked out into the vacuum of space. Nando, Bree, what are you doing? You are now on the command deck of this CR-90, the Brazier.
Can't believe we got fucking yelled at for rescuing everybody.
How close are we to the other ships?
You're out and away watching them kind of fall apart. You do hear the call from Blue 4 that one of the Nogri Aircore is now planet side, and that they'll need pickup.
Where's your buddy?
That is a good question. Am I close enough to feel him with the force?
Yes. Also, Taggart looks at Nando slowly and says, I did not yell.
You yelled in spirit.
You are assigning emotions to me that are very human, and I am not human.
Well,
I assume I'm doing attuned.
Yes, please. I'm so sorry. Yes.
Oh, that's right. It's 11.
You are like almost like you close your eyes and you reach out with the force, and it's like your eye is seeing through all of this debris and moving, and it just tends to just chunk, 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 chunk in closer to like almost microscopic point, and then you see Duo running with these chiss through these collapsing hallways as like they're falling apart. Bulkheads are falling apart. Blast doors are not working as they cross the docking tube and they're going onto the Chiss ship, which is in not much better shape.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, Bree shakes his head and says, "Booby trip." Comes out there.
Duo
Nando-
found their friends.
Nando, you're like standing over the pilot's shoulder, and you hear Breeb say that, and you look, and then you see the life form reading on Duo's comlink, and you see there's a group of individuals with him, and you just see like, and there's of course the green pinging of Duo, who's now close enough where nothing's being jammed. What do you guys want to do?
Taggart, do you have a ship?
We have two ships, this ship and the docked hauler.
I mean, like a smaller one.
No.
Blow them all up.
Yes, or were damaged enough that they went back through the jump gate.
What about the two fighters? What about Blue Squad? Are Blue Squad with Duo, or is Blue Squad?
Blue Squad is continuing to mop up as they were instructed. We simply have the Brazier and the hauler. What are you planning on doing? You guys watch as the back end of the Chiss ship just starts to crunch and collapse in on itself. Nando, or excuse me, Duo, you and the Chiss get to the bridge of the Chiss ship, and like all of a sudden it's like this commando in charge, Evie Irizi, looks at you and just goes, well, I believe this is the time to make peace with whatever gods you worship. Because you're hearing the ship just kind of crunch.
Can we get a ship to them in time?
Not the hauler.
Nando is going to commandeer this
The CR-90.
CR-90.
You're like, oh, excuse me, there's something over there, and you push them.
He's like,
push
isn't
down
it
the
weird?
pilot's chair.
He's like looking like at Taggart while he's like punching buttons. He's like, isn't it weird that I know how to pilot this so well? And then
Taggart's response is, not at all. You are very good at what you do, Captain Nando Bauman.
I like it.
What are you doing?
punching it. He's like,
Punching it. All right, give me cool to get this ship over and literally kind of force dock it against the command deck.
13.
13. You like push this CR-90 in a way it's not meant to because it's it's a mid-size sedan.
It's a sensible sedan. It's a space Corolla.
Yeah.
It's a space.
It's a pretty big ship. I mean, for what it is. I mean, just think about everyone's seen Star Wars, New Hope.
War.
It's the ship that the Star Destroyer gobbles up at the beginning of the movie. So it's a pretty good sized ship. You like literally push it and then throttle it back down as hard as you can to get there as fast as possible. You scrape it up against the command deck of this Chiss ship, and then you can hear the docking tube, the docking station on there, slide into there, and from down the hall of the Corvette, you can hear the boarding team cutting a hole through the bridge of this other ship. So I would like you all to make me cool checks, including you, Eric.
I got 11 again.
12.
11, 12, 9.
6.
You guys are getting on. You're getting the Chiss onto the ship. Duo, you are one of the last like 4 people on there, and that's when the hull breaks, and you are grabbed by this Chiss commando and a couple other Chiss, and you're pulled onto the tube as you watch these other 3 Chiss just fall into this breaking apart. With a 13 Aerocore, you're able to look and watch as the remnants of 2 ships fall apart in the upper atmosphere, and luckily none of them land on you. You're just like, ooh, pretty light show. But the one thing that you benefit from is there's enough damaged debris. It's like a SpaceX flight. There's enough damaged debris. You not only can see the Chiss station, but you could probably make it from decimated ship part to decimated ship part, stay warm and get all the way there if that's what you choose.
Okay. Yeah. I'd go for that.
You get in there, and this place looks like the grease scrubbed it really good after everything was done. And you are now in this Chiss spying facility that the Gree have been inside, and the Grysk. Is there anything you want to do?
Immediately look for some kind of like setup so I can like tell the guys like
Perfect.
where I'm at. Yeah.
Perfect. Make me an attuned roll, please.
8.
It takes a little bit because you're like, I don't speak nor read Chiss, but you think you found it. But you also find the equivalent of a data pad that looks like it was just kind of hastily stuck underneath of a comm, a communication center thing. Like someone was trying to hide this. Breeb, you got a what? Remind me again.
I got 11.
An 11. What did you get, Nando? 9. So Nando has to forcefully pull the ship away as the docking tube is basically ripping a part of the hull with it. Breeb, you turn the turrets and you're like chicka 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 chicka, and you're breaking up the pieces of the ship in order to not get drugged with it. And you hear a huge commotion down the hallway, but you're all aboard the ship except for those 3 Chiss who died. Do you want to take that thing, Aerocore, or do you want to leave it?
I'll take it.
Okay. You are brought back. You know what? They come down to the Chiss listening station. They have Nando, Breeb, Duo and Breeb, or Nando and Breeb. Are you telling Duo what Taggart told you?
Yeah.
Are you doing it in front of Taggart, or are you pulling him aside and being like, "Hey, guy, let me tell you about this thing that almost happened"?
I think Nando's going to be like, I'm busy flying Taggart. Can you two just catch each other up? Thanks, bud.
Okay. They bring you guys. They bring the CR-90 down planet side. And they bring the Chiss into the listening station, and there's a command center in there. And everyone's kind of looking at each other more or less, and Mid General Ermreit says, "By the authority of the Chiss Ascendancy, I am asking for parley." Taggart turns I think they have like 6 eyes, turns his eyes towards Breeb and Nando.
Told
And is
you.
waiting for you to give an answer about whether they should just fucking kill these Chiss right here. And that's where we're going to stop.
Can I ask Nando what took him so long? It's part of our thing.
Fair enough.
Sorry, Duo. I'm piloting with 4 fingers.
But 0 balls.
I got exploded in space.
Well, I hope you guys had fun.
That was incredible, dude.
Yeah, it was
As
fun. It
always.
was super fun.
We'll pick this up in a month. Where can everybody find you beautiful, beautiful souls? Can't find mine because I don't have one.
You can find me on most social medias at Cubicle Zombie. I don't post a lot, but they exist.
Oh, I should probably, yeah.
And then every month, I'll be here.
Oh, shoot.
Oh,
You're welcome. You're next, Beard. I'm sorry. I had to move the order because I didn't want to upset Ryan.
Oh, sorry, Ryan. I'm Beard. You can find me at Huey Beard Walks on Blue Sky and here every month, creating lovely Star Wars adventures with all of my friends.
Hi. You can find me Creeping Con on Blue Sky. You can find me doing this now every month. Also, this Thursday, you can find me doing Meng on Meng. Next week, you can find me doing Spoop Troop. Sundays, you can see me doing Prep School. And I think I might be jumping into some Chaos Scar action pretty soon. So, yeah, keep a lookout.
I'm Warrior. You can find me at Warrior on Blue Sky. You can find me here for Star War every month. And you can see me here on Monday for Chaos Scar. There's going to be some Fae shenanigans and courtroom proceedings. Bomb bomb.
Well, I mean, if you weren't such a dandy liar.
Wow. That's
Take my saffron, now you got to pay. Did you listen to the lyrics of the song?
I did.
My name is King Ginger. Also, you can find me on Blue Sky as King Ginger, I think. I think that's my name on there.
Pretty sure.
I don't know. I'm terrible at social media because I'm not social and I hate media. Yeah, King Ginger, Blue Sky. You'll know it's me if you see some Motu pictures. A picture of Jeff from Mount Monsters with a ominous black figure behind him in a cornfield. And if it says Neb Rubbins, Boston Engineer, then you know it's this guy. Also, you can find me on Discord because that's right. I'm on a GD Discord.
Oh, yeah.
So this week we've got apparently a giant extra pimple growing out of my head. I just saw. That's beautiful. Giant red spot on my alabaster white skin. This week, Meng on Thursday. I don't know what I'm working on, but I'm gonna be working on something. Probably working on Colin's Last Nerve. And then we've got prep school on Sunday, which we're just going to work on Chaos Scar. If you don't want to be spoiled, Space Lothario, don't show up. But if you want to have a hand in coming up with the whole Howling Minds, like even just the backstory, all the good stuff. Last time we came up with the fact that there's going to be a move-in on the territory by greedy dwarves who are basically like the mafia.
Greedy dwarves horning in on the territory.
And their leader, what was her last name that you guys came up with, Colin? Do you remember?
Oh,
Such a good last name.
oh my God, that was really good. It's Sophia. What's her last name? Yeah, it is. It is. She's making an appearance. It was something. What was that? Oh, I can't even remember. But like Shaggy or Spike came up with it. It was just beautiful.
It was Sophia Swindlestone.
Yes.
And we wanted it to be Sophia because I believe his Colin was like, hey, Spike, there you go. Because it's if anyone's read the Long Halloween,
Mm-hmm.
the daughter of Falcone. So
Sophia Gigante.
Sophia Gigante. We want a dwarf who wears a belt to make her big. It's a dwarf to be big, and she wants her goddamn minds back. So there's that. I'm sure we're gonna have to do some Star Wars stuff in 2 weeks on prep school.
Damn.
The next Monday.
You don't have to if you don't want to. You can
I
just-
do want to. That's the thing. And then the Monday after that is Chaos Scar, and as Warrior said, it's a bunch of face shenanigans. They're a bunch of dandelions. They stole that saffron. Now they've got to pay. And then we are trying to get our DC showcase game on the calendar. I did get your message, Mitch, if you're still here. So it looks like I need a calendar in front of me. Mitch can do any Friday except for the 21st. So Colin, and if you want to let Matt know in the Chizat and we can figure something out. There is no 21st in March on a Monday. Oh, it's a Friday. I think we said we're doing Friday. So we could do the 28th of March. It sounds like if that works for everybody. And we talked a little bit about tone on Sunday morning. And it was a good conversation. And after that, is that everything? Oh, and then Spoopy Troopy on that Friday, not this Friday, but the Friday after, and I think we're doing a watch along.
Oh yeah.
We got to figure out what movie. I know there was one we said we should watch. Oh,
Wicker Man.
if we could find the Nicolas Cage Wicker Man, we're watching that because it's one of the most funny movies of all time.
Yeah.
But if we can't, we'll pick probably a Nashi movie or something.
For sure.
It's horrifyingly large. Thank you guys. You guys were absolutely wonderful and were so much fun. Beard, your stoic face throughout the entirety of the night was amazing. You look like you're so deep in thought, like you're just thinking about how you're going to make sure that the lighthouse makes it through the winter.
Yeah. That's my goal, you know. I'm not actually I'm wearing a headband, not a hat. I'm not in black and white.
You're my favorite. You're my favorite lighthouse keeper. Thank you guys. Thank you all who showed up and
Thanks for watching. Shaggy, Spike, Mitch.
Sorry about all the weird ball stuff tonight.
2-week chow. Thanks for all those viewers.
You guys are the best. And we'll see you in a month for more Star Wars. And I hope you're willing to hang out with us and the other things we got going on. Maybe heel turn? What?
No.
What?
No.
HEAL? We're